Madam Huytebroeck, welcome to Cancun. You as the Minister for Environment in Brussels Capital Region. What do you think is your role here? Why is it important that local and regional governments are here in Cancun at the COP16?
Yes, it's very important because it's a future, because it's in the city that you have the most of inhabitants. As I see in Brussels, we have 1 million inhabitants, and you know that all the analyzers say that in the 5 years we will have 100,000 people more. Yeah. So we know that we will have more and more population, and also the challenge is in the city, and it's years and years that in the city we have climate actions. So I think it's important that today here in the COP we recognize and in the mechanism in the text that we recognize the role and the statute of all the cities, big cities and also small cities, because we have all an objective and a play to in the climate struggle.
So now you are also here, and it is very interesting because Belgium is having the presidency of the European presidency. So you are an official member of the European presidency representing Belgium and in particularly Brussels Capital Region. What do you think this national city dialogue in Belgium, but also on the European Union level, how is that going? Is there, from the member states, is there a real support that we are fighting here for this text for recognition of local governments? Do you think that there is this national city dialogue going on also on the European level?
Not enough for the moment. So it's why we are here, all the cities, to say that we must have more link with the national system. As I see in Belgium, it's because we always ask to the federal state that we have something to say, that we are here now also. But it's I can say it's an action day by day. And I want to say that it's not a problem of opposition between national and local. We are complementary, and they must understand that what we want to do also here is to have a network of the cities to help and to make action with the nations. It's not against, it's with.
Excellent, and I think that you have also demonstrated in terms of Brussels Capital Region. You are a member of the Covenant of Mayors initiative in Europe, and I believe you have just signed up to the Mexico City Pact, which is a global, a worldwide initiative, which is complementary to the European initiative, but now on a global level. So how do you, this kind of commitment from your side, how do you intend to implement, to realize that commitment in Brussels, for example? What would be for you what is your strategic plans in terms of Brussels, and what do you want to achieve, to change in Brussels?
I think the Pact of Mexico is a very important step. But we began, of course, since years, these actions. But now it's important to have this network of all the cities. And what we do is also, I'm Minister of Environment, but also Energy and Renovation. And so in a city, you know that to have climate actions, you must have, of course, action in energy, but also on the mobility and in economy, in all the subject of the policy. So what we do is, of course, we produce new legislation, very ambitious, but also we give incentive to the public sector, to the private sector, to the people who want to invest, for example, in energy efficiency, and we also help the public sector to, for example, in Brussels, to make and to build new buildings who are exemplary buildings. And now, for the moment, we have results. We have very good results. For example, we have now, since 1 year, 85 big buildings who are completely passive in Brussels. And we are maybe in Europe in the three best cities on the passive building. I think it's a very important step for us, and we work always, every year we go in another European city to see what's the good example, and we have a lot of things to experiment together. So we have a permanent dialogue with other cities in Europe, and I hope now also out of Europe.
Thank you. I think maybe one last question, final question. I know that you will be tomorrow on a very high-level panel. There will be this panel that is actually hosted by the COP16 presidency. Minister Espinosa from Brazil, as well as the Executive Secretary of the UNFCCC, together with a number of dignitaries, including the Mayor Ebrard from Mexico City, and yourself and the ICLEI President. What will be your message? Because this will be an opportunity to speak also to the parties. What is your message? What is it you want to get across to the parties?
First thing I want to say that since 6 years I'm coming to the COP, and it's the first time, and we must underline that the cities are speaking, the city and local government and parliamentary. We are speaking, so we must say it, and I must say that
governmental stakeholders.
Yes,
I understand.
also, and I want to thank, of course, the mayor of Mexico, who was one of the initiator of this, and ICLEI, of course. What I want to say tomorrow, and I want to say it very, very hard, that it's the city want to work together, and I think it will be our message. The challenge, we know it, and we continue to say it. It's in the city, and so we want to help to have a result. So we are here to change the situation and to work together.
Thank you very, very much, Madam Huytebroeck, for being with us, and I wish you all the success tomorrow in this high-level panel. Thank you very much.
Thank you.